Good morning, everybody. I've got all kinds of stuff I want to talk about today. First and foremost, today is February 7th, 2019. It's my and my wife's 10-year anniversary today, so I am on cloud nine. It's a great day. I mean, it's really cool that we get to celebrate 10 years together. Got two little girls, 5-year-old and a 3-year-old. Lana and Selah are their names. So I'm just really happy about that. I've got some things that I want to take care of for our anniversary, which include offering her the option between a trip to a beach, just me and her for 5 days. I hope she picks that one. Or a new ring. What I wanted to talk about today, but I guess before I get into that, I really wanted to thank everybody who has taken the time to watch my videos and comment on them. It really means a ton to me. I had somebody that commented yesterday on a video. They just subscribed and they commented, they asked, is there still room for somebody in the real estate industry to get into this new construction home sales market? And then they asked if I offered coaching, which was hugely flattering, and it is something that I definitely want to do. And the video that this question came off of was a video where I was talking about real estate agents, and if they really want to set themselves apart and create a niche for themselves, they can do this by specializing in new construction sales. And you can do that by developing relationships with a couple of builders or with a builder. If you're the real estate agent that can meet with your buyer as soon as they want to start looking for homes and plant a seed in their ear, hey, look at, the market is not very good for existing homes right now. There's not a lot of inventory out there. So let's just think about, if we go a month or two and we're not finding what we're looking for, let's think about talking with a builder. As a real estate agent, you want to do that because if you're working with a buyer and they go out and they start looking at a ton of houses and then they decide that they just can't find what's out there, and then they come and talk to me, you weren't the procuring cause. This couple came in on their own. So if you are there and you're planting that seed in the beginning, you are insured to earn a commission, whether it be from the builder or from an existing home sale. So if you're just going to be starting off in the new home building industry, what are some of the things that you need to know about? Let's pick 3 things here, and let's say, these are the 3 things that you want to concentrate and do first. Number 1, open houses. Start doing open houses, meeting with people, talking with people, answering questions that pertain to home building. You're going to get more experience doing open houses than you will probably doing anything else. For me, when I started, that was one of the biggest things for me. I did as many open houses as I could. I had the model open all week. I had it open on the weekends. I had signs out there. This was, about 10 years ago now, so Facebook was certainly around, but I wasn't even on Facebook yet. I refused to be one of those people who went on to Facebook. So that's one thing. Do the open houses, get that experience. You're going to meet all kinds of people. You're going to get all kinds of questions. Questions are probably one of the biggest sales tool, and knowing how to ask questions and letting people ask questions. So that's number 2. Number 1, do those open houses, get the experience, set up meetings. You want to have lots of meetings to be able to sell lots of homes. Number 2, questions. I hardly talk at all when I set up a meeting with somebody, when I'm meeting somebody at the first time in an open house. I sit back and I listen. Number 1, I don't want to start spouting information out that may not even pertain to them. I don't give them the flyer, here's the pricing on the home. I don't start talking about any other homes because I don't want to stick my foot in my mouth. I want the client to be able to get what they want. I want the client to have a great experience, but it's my job to lead them through that process. And myself, as a new home sales professional, I need to be able to determine what's going to work best for them. And I'm not just going to determine what works best for them and force it down their throat. I'm going to ask and make sure they're good with it, and they're going to give you signs that they're okay with it. and you can move ahead with it. But the main thing is, when somebody comes into the model for the first time, introduce yourself. Don't offer them information. Don't give them any papers or anything like that. Your job, first and foremost, is finding out as much information as you possibly can from them. So walk through the house. As you're going through the house, you can ask questions. How do you like this bathroom? Do you like the fact that there's just a shower in here, or do you want a soak tub in the master as well? What do you think about the size of this bedroom? Take notes. Grab the home flyer that you're in, take notes, and you can say master bedroom needs to be bigger than this one. They love this bathroom, but they want a soak tub in there. So if you can make these notes, things that you'll later need to be able to have to keep them moving forward. You're going to need these notes to put pricing together, to know exactly what they want. But go through the house with them, let them talk, let them do all of the talking, and they will talk. They may not at first, but they'll open up. And if they're not at first, you ask them questions. Don't tell them anything. Don't tell them, we're building another house down the road that I think you're really going to like. It's one of our most popular floor plans. Well, that's great, but maybe they can't afford that, or maybe they're looking for something twice the size of that. Let them do the talking. Let them tell you what they're looking for. And there's all kinds of different techniques with this. Your job at that meeting, at the open house, whatever type of contact you're having with somebody, is to take as many detailed notes as possible. You never want to meet with somebody and then forget something that they said that's crucial to putting pricing together, and then you have to call them back and ask about something. That just happened to me the other weekend. I was taking some of my notes on the computer, and for some reason I didn't save what I was doing. And a week later, as I'm trying to finish up pricing for this person, I had to call. Actually, I made my brother do it. We had to call and ask a question, something I felt completely dumb about, but it's better to ask than to just move ahead and give the pricing without knowing. So it's okay to ask questions, but you want to do as much note-taking as possible during that meeting. So that's number 2. Ask questions. Don't talk. Don't tell them things. Don't give them information that they don't necessarily need yet. Don't give them paperwork. Listen to them. They're going to come through, they're going to look at things, and they're going to start to talk amongst themselves or to you. They're going to tell you what you like, what they like, and what they don't like. One of the biggest tools, I believe, for learning is make videos in these houses. Go into a house, start explaining some of the finishes that are going on in this house. Maybe the trim carpenter's in there working, the plumber's in there. The house isn't done, but they're putting up doors, they're setting cabinets. Start explaining some of these finishes and how maybe these are some of the more popular picks that you're seeing now. So you're going to learn some things by actually making the video, and then when you go home or wherever you go to edit the video, and I do very basic editing. If I'm recording something, I basically just cut certain segments out where I'm saying or and or that kind of crap you can cut out of there. There's also going to be dead spots where you may be panning a whole room. Well, once you're watching it on your phone or computer, you don't want to lose somebody's attention. So maybe it starts here and then you cut this and now it's here, and that's all you really need to show. Anyways, when you're doing that editing, you're watching what you were talking about, you're seeing it again. So you're recording it, you're talking about it, and then you're memorizing it by seeing it again, and maybe even more than a few times while you're editing it. And then after you're done editing it, maybe you're gonna proof watch it before you upload it. So you've just had that hammered into your head 3 times. It's gonna be a great learning tool. The other part of it is to document your process. It would be really cool for, say, you're 25 years old, you're just going to be starting new construction home sales, and maybe you end up having an amazing career. And maybe you start your own home building company, or maybe you sell homes for 20 years for this build. And really, if you're 25, 20 years is age 45. I mean, you could sell homes, make a great living for 20 years, and then maybe there's something else you want to do in that industry. Maybe you start your own building company at that time. But if you could have the documented process of when you first started to where you are now, And maybe you've got a son or daughter that, you know, is now interested in getting into that. How cool would it be for them to be able to see that stuff, for you to be able to look back at that? And trust me, you will gain a following by doing that. If you're putting out videos on how your career is going and just talking about what you're doing, you're gonna 10 years down the road, after you're a complete professional, you're gonna have other people who are starting off looking at you and watching your stuff and asking you questions. So it's going to allow for different opportunities. But first and foremost, make those videos, go in there while the framers are setting windows, and show how they put a window in and they level it out by putting shims around the window, and they nail it with the flange on the outside. There's a whole process to making sure a window is installed properly so that it doesn't leak. And if you're the guy that shows that process and knows about that process, you've got a leg up big time on some of these other salespeople. So that's the third thing. Those are the major things I wanted to talk about. Again, thank you so much for taking time to watch my videos. Please subscribe to my channel if you have anything to do with the building, real estate industry. I promise I will keep delivering the best information that I can and telling you about what I'm doing. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. God bless.